So, hi everyone. I'm making a video on trigonometric equation. Uh, so here the sine 3 alpha is given to you minus 3 by 2. So the question is, what is alpha in between 0 to 2 pi? So let's go directly. Okay, so I try to do the x-axis and the y-axis. So the x-axis, this one is the, uh, so the x-axis is the radian angles in radians. So I try to take 4 points here. You can see, let's see, this is 2 pi, which is like 360 degrees, and pi will be here, 180 degrees, and pi by 2. So this will be 3 pi by 2, so that we get the answer. And the graph of sine, just imagine if the regular graph of sine, suppose this was 1 and this was minus 1. Graph of sine is the period. So what is the period? So we don't know the period of sine of the angle is 2 pi. So that means uh, and so the graph of sine 0 is 0, sine 90 is 1, sine pi is minus 1, and sorry, I made a mistake. Yeah, sine pi is minus 1. Oh, so sine pi is 0. Sorry, I made a mistake here. So sine, this is pi. So this is 0, then it goes to minus 1, sine 3 pi by 2 is minus 1 back here. So we have a regular graph of sine. Sine graph is this one. The reason I took a little longer is because we want to know the other one. So this is a sine graph. Now we know sine because the question is saying sine of sine 3 theta, right? So we want to know when is this going to be minus root 3 by 2. Now what is minus root 3 by 2? Basically minus root 3 by 2 is like minus 0.86, almost close to somewhere here. So there is line, we want to know when it is going to be a dotted line. So somewhere here may be point. So I'll draw a kind of dotted line to show that the regular graph of sine x crosses. Where does it cross? So we want to know where does this cross. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to break each of these into three parts. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and it's not perfect, but I'm just trying to do. So that means this is pi by 6, this is pi by 3, and if this is pi by 3, this will be so 1 pi by 6, 2, 3, 4 pi by 6, which is going to be 2 pi by 3. This is 5 pi by 6. Okay, so these are the ones I'm writing so that we get an idea. So this is 2 pi, which is actually 6 pi by 6. So this will be 7 pi by 6. This will be 8 pi by 6, which become 4 pi by 3. And then this will be 9 pi by 6. 10 pi by 6 will be 5 pi by 3. And then this will be 11 pi by 6. So it's good to know all this. And the main thing is, where does it cross? And you can see when sine of what angle is 0. So when you have this sine, what is this part? We want to know when is, and it says it's negative. And we do know that on the unit circle, if you see the unit circle, if you see, sine is negative in the second quadrant. That means if a point is there in the second quadrant, the terminal side, if this is the angle, and whatever this one here, so this is like is negative. Of course, both are negative. And if this is x and y, cosine, this is the sine. So sine is negative there. And the point here, maybe any point, maybe here, it will be plus and minus. That means this is x and this is y. So y is negative, which is a sine, right? Sine is negative. So the question, we do know that means there are two answers for this. So two answers are, one is the answer using the maybe pink color. This is the one of the answer, and the other one is using the black one. So that means this one. But we do know that when is sine, we know that sine of the reference angle, let's say sine of 60, so sine 60 is root 3 by 2, which means which is pi by 3. Pi by 3 is 60. So this angle, if I say this angle is 60 degrees, which is pi by 3. So this part, the second coordinate root 3 by 2. See, so that means on the other side, some you will have exactly how many. We have to check how many pi by 3s here. So let me take this off. Too much of stuff. So that means, so if this is pi by 3, then this side also, this will be pi by 3, vertical opposite angles. So that's pi by 3, which is the reference angle. That means how many pi by 3s? And you can see in a semicircle, in a whole circle, how many pi by 3s are there? This is 60, another 60 will be here, another 60 will be here, another 60 will be. So there are 660s. So one of them is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 660. So there are six pi by 3s. So now that means we have got this is one from here to here. So from here to here, there will be 7 pi. So this is, sorry, this will be 4 pi by 3 here. So one of the answer here is that when we write like this, let me wipe this off, clean this off. So that means uh, there are two parts. One is the 3 theta. So 3 theta is, one of the answer is 4 pi by 3. Okay. And also 3 theta, if I want to check on the other side, so that means we have to find out another way to know is if this is a point, I'll do the reflection just across here. See this part? So this also is going to be negative here, the sine. So how much is that angle? See? So let me take this off. So this part is done. So the other answer will be, so 1 4 pi by 3 we have done, and the other one will be all going around like this. So that will be, if you really want to find out how it is, then you can always do kind of, this, we want to know how much is this from all the way, this red one, you want to know. So that because this is in the fourth quadrant, you have to do this, we have to do, it will be the whole around it, the whole around is 2 pi, 2 pi, and from 2 pi, this is pi by 3. The reference, this is the reference angle, which is 2 pi by 3. So from 2 pi, you take away pi by 3, and you multiply 3 and 3, and you get 6 pi, see? And 6 pi and pi, if we subtract, we get 5 pi by 3. So all this, you should be doing mental maths. So for me, I'll just write here, the answer is this in the fourth quadrant, the answer here is 5 pi by 3. So this is 5 pi. Now, what does this basically mean? The first one is 4 pi by. So the graph that you see here, now 4 pi by 3 is somewhere here. See, so it means even though my drawing is not correct, but what it means is this one is somewhere. This line that I have drawn is like this. So this is the point here, and the next one is 5 pi by 3 is here. So I'm going to take off the other one to avoid confusion. Okay, so I'm trying to show exactly because this is not perfect graph. I'm just trying to manually do see. So this is 4 pi by 3. So this is 4 pi by. So this point is when it is 4 pi by 3, your y coordinate is minus root 3 by 2. So that's what it means. And this point here is 5 pi by 3 is minus root 3 by 2 also. See, this is that 5 pi by 3 right here. See this one. Now, what we are trying to do right now is, now let me wipe this off. We got this piece. once you do, then we have to find, uh, so, okay. So now I'm gonna write this, I'm gonna write these two pieces again. Remember, one is 4 pi 3 and the other one is 5. So let me clean nicely to show how it is. You can fast forward here. Okay, so I'm going to use blue color. So sine of 3 theta was minus 3. Another way to do it nicely to do the, what I'm saying is like an analytic way to do is we know this is like minus sine of pi by 3. And then because in the second quadrant, in the third quadrant, the fourth quadrant, we can have two answers. One of the answer is sine of, actually it is uh, 2 pi plus pi by 3, which is 4 pi by 3. See, this is 4 pi by 3. And the other one is sine of 2 pi minus this reference angle, which is 5. So you have two answers. Right? So your 3 theta is 4 pi by 3. And then we'll divide by 2 because we don't want to know the theta, right? So you have to, when you divide by 2, that means here you divide by 2, as good as just multiplying a fraction half. And you can see this becomes uh, divide by 3, sorry, divide by 3, whatever. So this 3 crosses out, you get 4 pi by 9. Now, what is the meaning of this? Now, the good thing is we have to also know what the heck is this, right? Sine 3 theta. When you have sine 3 theta, that means what is the period here? So there's a lot of information here. So period of sine 3 theta. So period is the cycle. That means the graph. This graph that you see, this graph, this is for the whole, only for sine theta. But if it is 3 theta, how do we find it is 2 pi divided by the coefficient of the theta? That means here in this case it is 2 pi by 3, and which is actually 2 times 60, which is 120. See, so that means, so where are these numbers? I have to break the whole thing, and I'm going to use some different color, maybe the pink color. So 2 pi by 3 will be here. This is 2 pi by 3. And then you have 4 pi by 3 is here. This one. So in between we have 4 for 1. So this 1, 2, 3, and 4. The other one is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then again 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have to graph uh, three different graphs. So let's use the graph. That means from 0 to 120 we have to draw. That means this is the center here. So I'm gonna graph like this. Hope I'm doing right. So this goes up, takes a turn, goes right like this, and goes down. Okay, and then takes a turn like this, goes like this is the first cycle. See, so this is the first cycle. Then again it goes up, okay, and then goes down. See this? Now this has to be little down like this till -1, and the reason I'm showing. So this one also has to go down like this, okay, and goes. And then again it goes up, takes a turn at this point, and like this. So there are 3 cycles here. So this goes like this, okay. Okay, so let me, there's some confusion. So the period of, so what you have to add is the period of sine 3 theta. Remember sine 3 theta, the period was 2 pi by 3, and you can see this graph. Let me make it like a black color. This is the one. So this graph, black one, it gets completed in 2 pi by 3. So this is 2 pi by 3. So that means I have to add 2 pi by 3. So when you add 2 pi by 3, and because this is 9, I'm multiplying 3 up here and down here. So 3 times 2 is 6, and you add 4. So that gives you total 4, 10, 9. So it becomes 10 pi by 9. because 3 times 3 is 9. So what that basically means is the question is, where is this 4 pi by 9, right? If you see the graph here, the one that I did, so the one that I did doesn't look nice. There's too much of stuff here. So what that basically means, the graph is like this. Okay. So the red color cuts, this one cuts two places. Okay, that's what it. So we want to know the originally this was the 4 pi by 3 for the one that we have. This graph which you see here. See this graph. This was the point. Now this point uh, get it shrinks by scale factor. Remember, when you have sine theta is that's what this point is. But now it is sine 3 theta. Basically, what's going on is the values. This value x value gets shrunk. Now, when I talk about this, basically means it is sine of theta over 1/3. So that means every x coordinate get shrunk by scale factor of c equals 1 by 3. That means whatever this number that you see here, you just have to multiply by 1 by 3. And when you multiply, it becomes 4 pi by 3. So this is that the one that I see here is, sorry, this is, even though this is 3, but 3 times 3 is 9, so 4 pi by 9. So this point is, this is 4 pi by 9. Okay. And once you get this 4 pi by 9, and this answer that you get 10 pi by 9 is from this 4 pi by 9 until the next one. Now see the graph, this graph goes like this, right? Same thing it goes here. So this is the point that is, because from here to here is the 2 pi by 3 is the period. So you are going to add 2 pi by 9. See? So when you add 2 pi by 9 here, I mean, you are adding 2 pi by 3 because the period is 2 pi by 3, and you end up getting this point, which is, this point is 10 pi by 9, comma, whatever. So the main thing is this. And we can do one more time. Now, I did it 2 pi by 3. I can do the next one. I mean, I did it 2 pi by 3. And then I'll go. So once you get this one, we have to add another 10 pi by 9. Now you add another 2 pi by 3. You want to know the next one. So 2 pi by 3. And when you add this, you multiply 3 and 3. And 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 plus 10 is 16 pi by 9. Now, where is this 16 pi by 9? So, so this one was, so this was 4 pi by 9. Now you got 10 pi by 9. The next one is right here. This is that point. This one is 16 pi by 9. Now, if you go on adding another one, maybe if you may say, why can't you add 16 pi by 9 plus another 2 pi by 3? If you do that and you multiply 3 and 3, this is 6, and 6 plus 16 will give you 22 by 9. But then remember, 22 by 9, this itself will be greater than 2. And our answer is your angle has to be less than equal to, but 2 pi. That means this is 2. So this one has a pi. So, but this 22 pi is bigger because I don't have too much of room to show, but I don't know why. Anyway, so 22 by 9 is 2 point something. Okay, so there are some numbers. It is bigger than. That's why we are done. So once you do, you're done. So so all this work we did for when the angle was 4 pi, all this was for 4 pi by 3. And now we have to do for 5 pi by 3. So we are done. So let me wipe this off. Okay. So the other one was theta was 3 theta was 5 pi by 3. What does this mean? When you divide by 3, means you are multiplying half here, you get 5 pi by 9. The question is, where is this 5 pi by 9? And the 5 pi by 9, if you see on the grid, this is the point. I'm using green color. This is 5 pi by 9. And the next one you're adding is plus 2 pi by 3, which is the period of sine 3 theta. And when you do, sorry, 3, then you multiply 3 and 3, 3 times 6, 6 plus 5 is, you get 11 pi by 3. So where is that 11 pi by 3? This is that 11 pi by 3. See, 11 pi by 3, because from here to here, period is 2 pi by 3. And the next is you add another 2 pi by 3 and multiply, I don't have a room, so I'll just do here 3 and 3. So that means this is 6. 6 and 11 will be 17 pi by 3. And that point is from here, you go all the way till, oh, so this part, see, this one. So this is that 17 pi by 3. Okay, so I'm trying to show you intuitively like how actual thing works, but you're not supposed to grab, do all this. So if you, when you do understand this manually, it really makes sense. So this is the point. So using the first one, this one, we got this and this, and the next one I use the green color. You got 5 pi by 9 and 11 pi by 9. And the good news is you can see there is such a shortcut. You don't even have to do much work. The moment you get this 4 point, you just go on adding 6, 6, 6. That's because in a pi by 3, for all around the circle, there is one. This is like 60, another 60, another 60. There are three of them semicircle, then down three. So there are six of them. All you do is just add 6. So if there is a 4, 4 plus 6 is 10, 6 plus 10 plus is 16. If it is 5, 5 plus 6 is 11, 11 plus. So there is shortcut like this, and there's not much. So basically what I'm talking about is, let me use a simple way to do directly. All this work we can just, it was sine of 3 theta is minus root 3 by 2. The good thing is you have two answers, and I don't want to. So it was 3 theta is 4 pi by 3 was the first one, and the 3 theta was 5 pi by 3. And from there, you dividing by 3, you get theta equals 4 pi by 9, and this was theta equals 5 pi by 9. So all you do, the next one is, this is 5, right? So you start here. So the 4 pi by 9 is the first one. The next one you just add plus 6 to 4, become 10 pi by 9. And the next one is you add another 6, the 16 pi by 9. And still this is less than 2 pi. But if you go beyond that, it becomes 22 and it doesn't greater. And if you start with 5 pi by 9, you add 6, you become 11 pi by 9. See, adding 6. And you add another plus 6, it becomes 7. See the Desmos. If you open the graphing calculator, desmos.com, and let's put the equation. The original one was y equals sine 3 theta, sine 3 theta. So see, that's the first one. And we want to know at what point does it cut this equation. So I put a square root minus. So I think I forgot to put a minus here. Put 3 inside and go outside, divide by 2. And I want to make this do some changes here, because we want to do on the x-axis. I want not the label. I want this one to be pi by 6, multiple of pi by 6. Okay, and then I also want step pi by 6. Oh, sorry, not this one. This one I don't have nothing. I'm talking about x-axis step. Okay, for the x-axis it is pi by 6. Okay, then enter. And this one I'm going to use 6.2 pi because I want 2 pi and then add pi by 6 become 13 pi by 6. A little more than that. We don't want too much of on the left side. I'll do minus pi by 6 just to show that on the y-axis we'll have to do minus 1 and minus. I will do minus 2 and plus 2 so that we can see the nice graph here. Okay, there you go. See, beautiful graph. Now I don't want all that. Okay, if we want to see the sine, it's just a regular sine theta graph. We know the graph, the period of that is 2 pi. That means if you start here, period is 2 pi. So you can see the green color, it goes this way. That's the graph I try to show. This graph is whole green color is the original graph for sine theta. The moment you have sine 3 theta, what happens is this point that you see here, of course, this one is y, this one is y equals root 3 by the, let me make it like a dotted, I think that's better to make it to just to show that it is dotted. And the main thing is, where does it cut here? Look at this, 4 pi by 3. It also cuts this one 5 pi by 3. You can see this is 4 pi by 3. This is 5 pi by 3. What's going on in this point, because of this sine 3 theta shrinks, there's a horizontal compression by scale factor of 1/3. So this point with black color goes here. This it goes, see? So 1/3 of 4 pi by 3 is 4 pi by 9. And this 5 pi by 3 that you have, this one goes 1/3. So this point shrinks to this point. So such a beautiful way it gives, okay? And then, okay, since this one we got 4 pi by 9, what is 4 pi by 9 plus just adding 6 because every circle has a 6 pi by 3. So you add, so let me mark 4 pi. 4 pi plus 6 is 10 pi. 10 pi plus 6 is 16 pi. So you get those one. Let me do again all this. So 1, 2, and so these are the first answer. 4 pi by 9, 10 pi by 9. Next one, I'm going to use the other one. So this is that 5 pi by 9 plus 6 is 11 pi by 9, and here it is. So, and you're done. So that's the beautiful. I know I took a long time just to show this one simple example. All you do is you don't have to you don't have to do much work. If when I go here and see if the question is asked, if you're answering a ACT question, maybe some entrance test, and the question is asked sine of 3 theta, and they gave you minus 3 theta, and you so the moment you have a negative, you already know this answer has to be in the third and the fourth. So your 3 theta has to be 4 pi by 3 and 3 theta has to be 5 pi by 3. You do this first, pi by 3, and then theta is 4 pi by 9, and the other one is theta equals 5 pi by 9. And then all you do is going on adding 6, 6, 6, and you're done. See? So 4 plus 6 is 10 pi by 9. And you add this one plus 6, you get 11 pi by 9. You don't have to break your head and say,